Welcome, anyone new, anyone returning. My name is Grizz. We are here for a new journey, a new beginning of a new show with Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica. I am very, very, very excited to get into this. It is probably one of the first times I would say I've actually posted a poll and really like been pulling for something to win. Usually I just kind of post them and I don't really care what wins and we'll just see what happens. This time I like really had a preference and this was that preference. So I'm very excited. We did put it on a poll like almost a year ago, I think, and it did all right. It got like 20% of the vote, and I think it came in third on it. But I was a little disappointed because back then that's what I wanted to watch as well. So we've just been prolonging it even longer and longer. So I'm very thankful for everyone who participated there and allowed this to win and allowed this to take over in the new slot that we're adding for the 2010s to present, which this funny enough falls right on the line at the beginning of that at 2010. So it'll be interesting for sure. There's a couple big reasons for why I'm really interested and really want to get into the series. One being I'm interested just in magical girls in general, and I haven't really seen any shows or anything about them, so I figured this would be a interesting thing. Well, I do have my beliefs it's not going to necessarily be the typical formula almost for it. I'm still excited nonetheless. This is a Studio Shaft production, and that also gets me greatly excited. Having seen not a lot of their other work, but understanding the reputation, especially for the earlier days, back early 2010s, especially of what they were capable of, what they did, and the creativity and everything involved, especially with who's directing the series too. It leaves me extremely intrigued and interested to see what we're getting into. It's an anime original. Those are always the most fun to get into as well. They really ramp up the creativity a lot of the times, I feel like, with that, and it leaves literally nothing to hold them back in terms of storytelling or anything, because they can just do what they want and do as they feel is needed. So that gets me very excited as well. Another thing a little out there, not necessarily on par, I guess, with the other things, is there's this Twitter account that's called Daily Madoka Magica Slot Machine or something like that. I don't actually remember the name of it, but it pops up on my feed every day, or it used to. And I just started watching it, and it was absolutely adorable. And ever since, I watch it every single day, and I follow the account. So it's a great thing. I'll see if I can get one of the videos and put it on screen so you can see it now if you're not familiar. But it's great. It fills me with joy for about 10 seconds each day, which is, the happiest I can become within those days. So I'm hoping that we get some of those sort of moments that fill me with the joy that I need for the rest of my day within this series. I don't know if I know anything else. I think it's 12 or 13 episodes. There's a movie that we're going to watch afterwards. I know there's another movie in production. I believe it's coming out towards the end of this year, but I don't know when I'm going to have the capability of watching it. But assuming we like the series enough, we'll probably watch that movie as well whenever I can get my hands on a version of it. Like I said, background for the series, I've seen character designs strictly through like the poster. That's, the key visual that they use for it. And that's about it. I don't really know anything else. I believe it's not like as it seems is kind of the vibe I've always gotten just from the way that people have talked about the series. With it appears cute on the outside, but it like probably isn't on the inside. But I really don't know anything else about what's going to happen plot wise, who any of the characters are, what their deal is, what the actual like story itself is going to kind of revolve around, or how deep we're going to go within like certain themes and stuff. No idea, which leaves it all up for the imagination, which gets me plenty excited for that. I'm just hoping for something really fun. I'm hoping to find something that I enjoy. I'm hoping for something maybe has a bit of substance for us to really get into and talk about. Who knows? And we'll have to end up seeing. I don't think I got anything else I want to say. So thank you once again to everybody who participated in the poll and voted for this. Hope you're happy with what we're going to get into, and we'll join along for the rest of our journey here. For everybody who didn't get their winner, just sorry about that. Best of luck next time. Without yapping too much more, if you like it all, like and subscribe do mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for our discussion. Leave any comments about this episode or this series. Let's get going with episode 1 of Madoka Magica. royalty. I don't know why that's what that logo gives. It gives me the feeling of. Oh no. We're already getting trippy. Oh, fuck. Oh, this is a Shaft production if I've ever seen one. Find your way out of the void. Imagine how terrifying being in just like an area like that would be. Oh. The big old rooster in the sky. That's not a rooster, is it? What the fuck is that? It looks like the outline of one for a second. There's a lady up there. I've seen your design as well. Huh. Everything in your life, essentially your life itself. You can change the fate of them all. Okay. Ah, so she's just OP? Was that what you're saying? Or are we in like a dream state and she just has that ability? We're about to find out. Oh. Little did she know she actually became a magical girl. Look at her hair there. The different versions of yourself. And then the one that becomes the magical girl. What a home. Holy shit. Happy family life. We actually have a family in this one. Crazy. Oh my god. Rise and grind, gamers. She was having a nightmare too. We got friends and everything too? Damn. You got about a year. Like the red. No. Yeah, way better than the yellow. You don't know that. You do not know that. Confidence. That is the key. Gonna give bro a sharper fork. How sweet. Best of luck. I was gonna say, at least she's not running late that she needs to put the bread in her mouth like the classic, but I guess she does. The environment that we essentially can build up here can also create these night and day differences between what her dream state essentially was at the beginning versus where she's at now in this like beautiful world.
羨ましい悩みだね。いいな。私も一通ぐらいもらってみたいな。ラブリ
Do you? Because then what if it's from somebody that you don't like? And then you have to go through the whole process of rejecting them.
だな。違うよ。これはママが。さてはママからモテる秘訣を教わったな。
She's been giving you tips every day.
ちな子は。ほら。可愛いね。でも男子にモテようなんて許さんぞ。まどかは私の嫁になるのだ。
Damn, even the
今日は皆
classrooms.
さんに大事なお話があります。心して聞くように。目玉焼きとは片焼きですか、それとも半熟ですか。はい、中澤くん。
That's preference.
お通り、どっちでもよろしい。
Right.
たかが卵
No
の焼き加減
certainty.
なんかで女の魅力が決まると思ったら
Ah, you got some issues at home.
でも半熟じゃなきゃ食べられないとか抜かす男とは交際しないように。
ダメだったか。ダメだったんだ
I
ね
hate to see that.
男子の皆さんは絶対に卵の焼き加減にケチをつけるような大人に。
Thank you for the lesson.
今日は皆さんに転校
The
生を
girl
紹
from the
介し
dream.
ます。
そっちが後回しかよ。
Yep.
あけみさん、いらっしゃい。
Kemi. The cold beauty. The long black hair. The cold dead eyes. Well done, well done. She knows you, buddy. And then now you start having the question, why did I see this girl who I've never been able to meet before, right?
ミッション系の学校よ。
Oh,
ら部活とかやってた？
no.
運動系？文化系？やってなかったわ。すごい綺麗な髪だよね。シャンプーは何使ってるの？
She doesn't use shampoo. That's the real trick to it all. We don't wash our hair.
さっき思いっきりガン飛ばされてなかった？
She was sizing you up.
ごめんなさい。なんだか緊張しすぎたみたい。
Yeah, please leave her alone.
気分が。係の人にお願いしますから。
She's gonna go to her. Her voice actress is Senju Gahara's, right?
さん、あなたがこのクラスの保健
It's
係。
basically the same voice.
と、
I guess.
連れてってもらえる。保健室。
We gotta have a conversation.
私が保健係ってどうして？
Everybody knows that. Maybe she was told before she came into
先
class.
生から聞いたの。
Yeah. See?
そうなんだ。さ、保健室は。
She also knows where the nurse's office is.
そうなんだけど。いや、だからその。
Yeah, huh? Why?
場所知ってるのかなって。
It's because she showed up early so she could practice the layout and impress you. It's the only answer. That's the only thing. What a face.
ホムラでいいわ。
Humura.
ホムラじゃん。
Alright.
かしら。その、変わった名前だよね。
What does it mean?
要まどか。あなたは自分の人生が尊い。
Hmm.
家族や友達を大切にしてる。
Yeah. Crazy question to ask somebody the first time you meet.
友達のみんなも大好きで、とっても大事な人たちだよ。
So I would even sell myself to become a magical girl to save them.
そう。もしそれが本当なら、今とは違う自分になろうだなんて、絶対に思わないことね。さもなければ、すべてを失うことになる。あなた
Hmm.
は、要まどかのままでいればいい。今まで通り、これからも。
Okay. So practically opposite almost of what she was basically told at the beginning, huh? Trading a part of yourself to become something to save those who possibly could be important to you and stop the bad things from happening, but then now being advised by that person to never do that. What is she, superhuman, dude? Just do everything?
これ。
Stop looking at me. Oh? You're here too?
文武両道で才色兼備かと思いきや、実は最古な電波さん。
She's actually kind of
ど
insane.
こまでキャラ立てすりゃ気が済むんだ、あの転校生は。萌えか、そこが萌えなのか。
さん、本当に明美さんとは初対面ですの？
I seen the vision. Do you remember your dream at least?
あると
ゆうべあの子と夢の中で会ったような。
すげえ、まどかまでキャラが立ち上がりだ。それ前世の因果だわ。あんたたち時空を超えて巡り合った運命の仲間なんだわ。
I would not doubt
どんな
that.
夢でしたの？
それがなんだかよく思い出せないんだけど、とにかく変な夢だったってだけで。
もしかしたら本当は明美さんと会ったことがあるのかもしれませんわ。まどかさん自身は覚えていないつもりでも、深層心理には彼女の印象が残っていて、それが
Sure, not impossible.
それできすぎてない？どんな偶然よ。
そうね。
But I mean, logically looking at seeing somebody in a dream that you've never met before versus that, I think I would take her idea.
もうすぐ受験だっていうのに、いつまで続けさせられるのか。
うわぁ、小市民に生まれてよかったわ。
私たちも行こうか。
まどか、帰りに CD 屋寄ってもいい？
いいよ。また上条くんの？
まあね。
What is your deal? Like, oh, you're being chased down by. Okay, that makes plenty of sense as to the opposite ends that each of you kind of stand on. Where are you going? How did you find this place? What is this? This is like the basement? Alright. Jeez. She just drops down.
離れて。
That thing is an evil being.
怪我してる。
今関係ない。
この子、私を呼んでた。聞こえたんだもん。助けてって。
そう。
See, you can hear it. That makes you an enemy. You already became someone else. Take it to the rescue. Yeah, hit her with it too. Okay. I don't even know what state to call that.
どうなってんのさ。
What the fuck? It looks fun. Look at the dude in the bag. Well, you would hope. You'd assume. Hello? And why is it fine? And what are you doing?
キューベイを助けてくれたのね。あなたは。そうそう、自己紹介しないとね。でもその前に
We got someone to deal with. Transformation. Yeah, nice. And back to normal. Well done, Captain.
魔女は逃げたわ。仕留めたいならすぐに追いかけなさい。今回はあなたに譲ってあげる。
She's a
私が用意
witch.
見逃してあげるって言ってるの。
Are we gonna fight? We could fight. It's gonna be weird at school tomorrow, let me tell you. Okay, so neither of them seem to intend for us to become in that state that we did. And there's a being, a witch, or something that, through what she stated.
助かったよ。
Mommy.
この子たちに
Nice.
私は通りかかっただけだから。
どうもありがとう。僕の名前はキューベイ。
Cube.
私を呼んだの？そうだよ。要まどか。それとミキサヤか。なんで私たちの名前を？
I know all.
僕、君たちにお願いがあってきたんだ。
Become magical girls.
僕と契約して魔法少女になってほしいんだ。
Never sell yourself to become something you're not.
それじゃまたねってて。
Awesome first episode. Absolutely awesome. Had a ton of fun with that. And I think it was about everything I almost wanted and or expected in a way. We had tons of those elements and things that I've kind of come to know within Shaft production with a lot of the art and the way that everything has this certain feeling to it. Like it's just kind of there in a way to tell a narrative and not so much like to make you be like, oh, this is a realistic setting or feeling or anything in some sort of way. But at the same time, also having intriguing characters, intriguing mystery almost of things that get kind of introduced here, and just having really fucking awesome set pieces for everything. That everything visually looks great. Plus going on these psychedelic trips and just insane like random moments where you get things that aren't, I guess, animated in the same sort of way, or whether you use real objects in some sort of way, and just like the way that they mesh and blend all of this stuff kind of together. It was basically more so on par with I think a little bit of what I was expecting there. But it does everything so excellent and got me extremely interesting because it's a bunch of cute, fun characters enjoying their time together and then having this weird shit go on in the background and not having a clue what's going on. And you find yourself in like the exact same scenario almost that they are, which I think makes things really awesome. Before I get really into things, I would like to check out some voice actresses. I guess we'll just check out all the ones that we saw some stuff from already. Or the ones that I feel we have enough of a care for. Number one, and yes, she is Senjugaharu's voice actress, which is a little bit of what I was expecting for the most part from things that I have seen. And Yona, fun, yes. But yeah, mainly Senjugaharu is kind of what I remember her entirely from. As always, Aoyuki doing Maruko, which is like kind of what I was expecting because, well, I was aware of that going into it. This is the only one I was aware of, who, as you can see, tons of things that I am definitely familiar with. For Sayaka, we have a couple people that it seems I'm familiar with here. With Ame from Toradora, and yeah, okay, a couple, yeah, definitely, actually, more than a couple. Cool, just fun cast of a bunch of different people I am familiar with. Girl I have not met in Monogatari yet is Mami. Anybody else that I know though? Oh, she plays Rin's mom. I absolutely love Rin's mom in Laid Back Camp. Absolutely, we love Rin's mom around here. And another character. Okay, so they just essentially were like, shit, you guys are already in the studio for the other series. Just come on in. Come on in for this one, because that works out perfectly. That's funny. Doing that for Kube, which I think is awesome. And Rico from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, which we are watching right now, too. I actually don't know if this is going to go up before that. I feel bad. We started Dragon Maid and it's going to go up. I think everything else that was pulled afterwards is going to go up before it, but that's the way the things kind of ended up turning out. Okay, yeah, so we enter into a fun world here where we have what appears to probably be typical plotline almost of what you'd expect, but I'm almost expecting a lot of things to kind of be thrown in our way to cloud that a little bit or throw us off course and make us not believe that that's the case maybe going forward. But at least what's been presented, it almost feels that we find ourselves in a scenario where Homura is somebody who essentially is from this future, whatever that be, whether that be the dream state that we're in at the beginning, and its actual visualization that for whatever reason Madoka is able to see, or whether it is, I don't know, like a just normal future, just something else entirely that none of us are familiar with or get to see. It seems as though she's coming from there and is able to, or attempting to do whatever she can to stop things. Hence her in keeping memory of all this. Hence her familiarity when it comes to knowing exactly what the school is, knowing what certain characters and people's kind of things about them are and what their roles are, and kind of enforcing this thing that we get to see in the dream of you can become this magical girl by forming this contract of letting her know never to sell herself out and never actually be what somebody else tells her to be, never be something that you are not, and just stay true and be exactly who you are, trying to steer her away from ever doing this due to likely whatever it is that she does causes likely destruction of a bunch of things around her, whether it's harm and stuff that causes to her friends or Homura herself, or whether it's just the world, or it could be a variety of things, right? And she's trying to prevent this all from actually occurring. I was under the assumption that there could be a possibility due to being on each side with Homura and Kube, that being of one of them trying to form this contract and make her into something where the other one doesn't want her to become that, due to likely knowing some stuff that goes down in the future, would make sense as if they were at odds. But it didn't seem that's who she was actually after. While she was chasing after Kube in that moment, towards the end of the episode, it seemed like she was trying to do whatever she could to prevent them from meeting and being with each other. But then later, we're just all standing there kind of together while Madoka holds the we'll call it a cat. I don't I don't know, whatever Kube actually is, and doesn't make any extra attempts to go after it. And that could be a case because Mommy's just standing right in front of us and actually just went out of her way and, destroyed everything else that was happening here. But then tells her, like, you can go after the witch. I'm letting you get away with this. Like, I'm letting you, like, off the hook here. Plus there's a witch, whatever the fuck that means, like as if she was actually there to do something else, or she has her thing out and she's fighting and battling against this other thing and she's giving her the pass to go and do that, as opposed to just focusing on this thing that she clearly probably has a problem with instead. So I'm a little uncertain, I guess, onto exactly who she has it out for and what she's trying to do, because we do get the chase sequence where she's going after Kube at a certain point. So you'd be under the assumption that, yeah, we're trying to attack this thing, we're trying to stop this, fated meeting almost of occurring between Madoka, and stopping that from happening and letting her gain these powers and do whatever that could cause a variety of issues. I don't know though, but that's where I think they do like an interesting enough job of presenting and bringing up these other kind of things here. I'm assuming we narratively would kind of bring it a little bit more in a direction where we have our kind of trio of girls come a little bit closer with Homura, and should they be just kind of become friends with her over time, and then it might alter things, or they might end up working together more so to not allow that future and that thing that we're trying to prevent from happening, would be the assumption I think that I would make. But I don't know exactly the direction we go, because maybe she still is operating entirely on that. Now, also, is she operating for the sole good of herself, or is it for the universe itself, or is she operating under somebody else and what they're trying to make her do? Is this witch and the thing that was kind of occurring? I mean, she says words that really say otherwise to me, but is there a possibility that there's a tie between them, that they are working and it was used as to create this trippy, like, psychedelic state that they're in mentally to really mess with them and keep everybody almost locked in place of not knowing where to go or what to do, which gives her an opportunity to stop and prevent this meeting and stuff from happening, and she thought that would be used more so to her advantage. I would believe otherwise, because I'm pretty sure that Homura had a line herself and was like, nope, that's not the case, or like she literally just said, like, fucking of course, now the worst timing for that to happen, which wouldn't make you believe that they are on the same page, but I guess still could be something if we want to play into that. So it's interesting. I don't know, there's a lot of different things it seems like at play here, and for whatever reason that thing came out and did whatever, and maybe it was Kube that actually like summoned this thing and allowed that to happen, because I'm assuming all of those effects and everything that happened was as a result of this witch being here and just making it occur. So I'd be really intrigued to see more so, I guess, figure out a little bit about that and what that is. I do really love the idea, though, of us having to be almost at odds of what this person wants you to be, and you staying just being yourself as opposed to switching over and gaining and selling a little bit of yourself, probably a little bit of your soul, potentially, for the idea of forming this contract. Because the question would be, why exactly would we form this? What do we get out of it? Probably power and ability to do all these things. Sure, fun, but what do we have to give up in the process? Like, what do we have to sell from ourselves? Do we have to give away a piece of ourselves? Do we have to let Kube in on something and like have this weird stuff? Like, I don't actually know, which is really sketchy. I don't know if we should be trusting this cat thing or what, but I guess we'll have to see. It's really interesting and just weird as well, too, like why we have this ability to kind of come into the mind of Madoka here, like why Kube's able to, like why we had this dream sequence that we get to see, why we're able to just like call out, and in her own head she's able to hear like somebody calling out to her. Like, why can we create that connection and stuff if this contract itself isn't formed? Because I'd be under the impression that if you do, then they gain, like, you have to give up part of you so that this person can talk to or like speak to you through these things because you have that stronger connection. But instead now we can just talk within the other person's head, I guess, that we don't even know and we have no connection or relation to in any sort of why that's happening. I don't know at all, which is a little weird. Why this is the sole person that we're seeking out and we're trying to get this from too, as opposed to even asking somebody, maybe like Sayaka or whatever, for help in that scenario. Instead, we actually just don't reach out to her, right? So why are you the chosen one? What is your reasons or anything there? And I feel like we don't know enough to really get into that, but definitely we'll keep our eye on that. We open up the episode, of course, very trippy, very fun, different. Like, this is the most, like, you look at it and you're like, yeah, Monogatari-esque, like straight Shaft-esque things that you'd kind of expect, which we create a really cool situation here. I don't know really what's happening with anything here, but we're gonna play it under the assumption, or I'm going to, that we're in a dream state of potentially the future that actually caused everything that happened here, possibly a future that might not even be real either. Potentially, we have no idea, but I could even go as far as make the assumption of a future that doesn't exist, and somebody like Kube showing us this future that can occur if we don't become a magical girl, if we don't create this contract, would be the assumption I make, because why else do we end the dream with asking for her to actually do that? So possibly this is a hard future, a dream that we don't want to happen, a reality that we don't want to see occur, and we're feeding and like drip feeding all this like little information into Madoka to make her believe and sit here and actually just look at it and be like, this is a world, this is a future I don't want. I don't want to see this. I want to protect this girl who I don't know anything about. Like, I just don't think it's right to see somebody like this have to battle and like be harmed at all. So what can I do? And this is the perfect scenario that Kube can kind of draw up, because it can be like, this is the state of the world, and you have the power to change it all if you accept this, if you change who you are, if you agree to this and form this contract with me. You can change the fate, the destiny of this world, which it might not even be the case if we're going to play into this as you are not real, or not real, but you are not seeing like a real future, I guess. And I'm just using this as a way to manipulate you, and I am like kind of like an enemy in some sort of way, or I'm like the villain and you're the real antagonist or something that we're supposed to go against. It could make plenty of sense too. I'm going to show you this thing because this is a dream future that you would like, but this isn't the case, and we're just showing you a fake reality, right? We're showing you this within your dream, and it's fake entirely, and it's not actually what it seems. And instead, this is like realistically what we're trying to create and what we're trying to do, but we're trying to lead you or tell you that you're on a path that actually isn't the case. It can make sense. I just woke up, it was a dream. No, the fuck it wasn't. There's more meaning for sure. It's never just a dream, right? That's not what we do. Really cute when she wakes up like this. Fun intro. I'm pretty sure I've heard the song before. Actually, I believe definitely that I have. This is our whole fucking squad. You love to see it. I didn't check out that one girl, the blondish hair one. I didn't check her voice actress because I don't remember her name, and I didn't recognize her immediately on the character list. So we're just going to avoid it for now. I love family actually being intact and being a thing. Makes me happy to see that. I feel like too many times in anime we just don't do that. So I love everybody being together. I love the cute little moments where she's talking to her mom and she's learning about ways that she can become a lot popular with other people. She might get these confessions and these love letters and talking about the experiences from like her friends or teacher, or like other these things that she hears. And her mom's really selling it to her and letting her know that it's possible and trying to put her out there, which is cute. I don't know. I love the dynamic between them. We got a little sibling. I'm assuming a little brother, but I guess it could be a sister. I don't really know. The dad's in the picture too. Fun, really nice house, but also I don't know how much of this is so legit, but he'll say classic run with the bread, meet up with the friends. The only thing I don't maybe love so much is something with the faces, which could just take time to get used to. They just feel pretty inconsistent overall. Like right here, like they look wide as hell, whereas like a few of the other scenes they look a lot more rounded maybe. So it just feels a little inconsistent with them, and they all come out kind of flat at moments too, with like the eyes especially like looking a little bit dead. Like I don't have problems when we go a little bit further back and display them almost like that, but there are a few other moments where like the way that they're just looking looks a little goofy. Sayaka's very touchy with her friends, which could mean, you know, a couple different things, but we'll keep it we'll keep it in mind in case there is any importance to that going forward. I doubt it, but we'll still just keep it in mind. I love the teacher just venting about her home life and using the scenario of the eggs and the way that people like them and stuff to not be too picky. It doesn't matter if you can't make them properly or do any of this. So stupid, but it's great. And references back a little bit towards us learning a bit more coming from what exactly her and her mom were talking about. Homura shows up for the first time. Welcome. Yeah, I'm just staring her down. It's like, why does she keep looking at me? What's her fucking deal? Trying to avoid talking to any of these girls, doesn't really care, and immediately calls out she knows everything. She knows your name. She knows where the health office is. She knows you're the health officer. I'm gonna literally lead you to this place that you're supposed to lead me to as a way to isolate her and actually have this conversation. She's not happy in the slightest with literally anything that she actually says. And I don't know exactly where her anger comes here from. Maybe it's just because she like wants to tell her and she keeps trying to be nice to her and she like wants her to fucking shut up and focus up and be like, dude, this is serious. Like, what do you think about your friends and family? Probably all things that you would likely lose at the end of the day if you don't actually stay true to you, if you become something else that you're actually not. Never do that. Please just remain who you actually are, who you always have been, and who you should always end up being. She's smart as hell. She's just trying to speed things up, just get things over with, setting all these records and stuff. It's insane. Straight superpowers. Just lurking in the shadows. Like, I get weird vibes from you. I got weird vibes from you, buddy. She's just a nutcase. Yeah, she is. I like Sayaka a lot so far. She's really fun. Tells us a little bit about the dream. They laugh at her a little bit. You must have known her in a previous life. Kinda. I think so in a way. We got really rich friend here. He's got a bunch of different lessons and shit to do, and instead we go to the music store. Fun until we see Homura chasing the fuck out of Kuei here. I don't know what her intentions fully are. I mean, I have assumptions. And then she starts hearing the voices in the head, and she goes to, it's insane, like we just come down here. Where do you just find this area? But alright. Looking for, I gotta save you because I'm hearing these voices. Oh no, you look awful, and things start going really bad. You start seeing a little bit more of the true nature of somebody else until I love this. It's like I'm awesome, just stepping in, fuck you, and spraying her down like that. Until randomly this witch just shows up, which, is there any indication? Let me see. No, so there's nothing at all, but her line of all times makes me think like, yeah, this probably isn't something that she's siding with or trying to be a part of. But yeah, we go on like this real crazy trip right away to indicate what's happening here and really, I think, mess with what we're in. I don't know if it's physically taking us out of this dimension or just mentally putting us in this place and making us believe that we're seeing things that actually aren't there. Regardless, it's kind of insane and it's really fun and it makes things really interesting and it keeps you on your toes the entire time because you have no clue what's going on. And so much of it is visually awesome until we end up meeting Mommy for the first time, who ends up being like, oh, you saved my friend. You saved the person who's on my side. So maybe one side each here. somebody, Homura's operating with somebody else, or maybe even on our own, like I said, but somebody like Mommy's operating on the other end, and maybe we can't trust her either, right? Like maybe she's for all the destruction and the things herself. Who absolutely knows? She does her little transformation, which is great, and her outfit is fucking dope, and then she pulls out the fucking heavy artillery, which is awesome. Hilarious, but badass at the same exact time. We end up breaking free of this illusion, but that's because the witch got away. You gotta chase after it quickly. No, I'm just here for business. And it's like, brother, I'm letting you go and drop it for what it is. We all just kind of look at each other. We end up going our separate ways. And brother's like, hey, let's make a fucking thing. Let's all become magical girls. So like the idea of what I know of the show and through like small things of artwork that I've seen would make me believe we do become a magical girl. We do fully accept it. I mean, it's in the fucking title, right? You'd believe that's the case. But what do we have to give up? Why are we so much to do so? Also, I don't remember seeing too much of Sayako, so like, does she become one or not? I don't know. We do extend the offer to both. So it's not like we single Madoka out like she's the person that we're looking for through the dream sequence, through the voice in the head. But in this scenario, we don't single her out, and we actually ask and try and bring in as many people as we can. I wonder if there's more to that as well. I don't know. Cute little artwork for the ED. We didn't do anything too crazy, but just had our little friends together. Really awesome episode. Had a lot of fun. That's going to be all from me, though. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked it all, hit the like and subscribe. It mean a lot to me. Feel free to check out the videos on the channel. Leave a comment with this episode series. I will be back very soon for episode 2. I hope you guys enjoyed nearly as much as I did. See you on the next one. Peace.